Boy, it's nice to hear that song again.
Right?
Welcome to the Spin. It's good to have you here. It's good to be back. As always, the Spin is brought to you by our fine friends at What's Left Records, the greatest record store in the world. Right next to there, you've got our friends at Shutter and Strum. I don't want to mess that one up. Speaking of which, we have a special guest for opening day. But before we get into that, I've got to introduce my best friend, Reno. How are you, my man?
Dude, man, it just seems like now we're off Gilligan's Island and we can do shows again, Vinny. I'm doing great. You're looking wonderful. I feel great. So much has changed since the last spin. Wow. And what a great way to kick it off, like you said, Vinny, with Mr. Bryon Tryon tonight. Bryon, thank you so much for joining us. Just a quick thing with Bryon is gosh, amazing photographer. He's running Shutter and Strum as an entrepreneur, art gallery, after school or during school program for kids, community events all the time, amazing shows. I mean, I could go on and on, but Bryon, just thank you and welcome for coming to the spin. Me and Vinny are so happy to see you. And like, wow, it's been a minute since we've been doing this. So what a treat to have you. And you're at the facility, right?
Yeah, I've finished up some First Friday stuff. Yeah, last time I was on, it was summer, and I was still smoking cigars, and that's been a while ago, man. So, a couple more gray hairs, a little bit more tummy, and no worse for the wear, I guess.
And a lot has happened since your last visit, my brother. And I
Yeah.
want to talk a little bit about that to start off. The last year and a half, not only have you been running Shutter and Strum, doing a fabulous job for the community, like Reno said, but you have actually been taking a footstep back into the world of rock and roll. And I would really like to acknowledge that because I know you're playing with a new band. So tell us about that.
Yeah, did a karaoke one time at the What's Left Christmas show, and instantaneously was asked to be in the band. One practice, we had our first show. Um, yeah, it's been rad, man. I mean, it's been since probably like being in a band, like performing on live on stage. It's been since the early '90s, and then I was in and out of like trying to do stuff in the garage with different people, and then addiction took over, and just got away from all that stuff. But yeah, it's super rad, man. It's like working with the great musicians that I work with, and like we get to play all these sick shows. We're not the kind of band that wants to play or is going to play just to play a show. We get invited to play with like world class, in my opinion, world class acts, and I get to scream and get my emotions out and listen to these rad musicians play. So yeah, it's been really cool. It's really a self-help kind of, you get busy doing all kinds of other stuff, and then you don't do things for yourself. And this is definitely, besides photography, and this is really something that I'm doing for like a mental health piece. It's hugely important for me.
And never be embarrassed about the fact that you were auditioned playing karaoke because that's exactly Johnny Rotten got started.
That's it, man.
Know that.
Yeah, and yeah, we're in Injection Site Reaction, a cool name. The band, like everybody's into it, and yeah, like I said, it's just rad. It's like, I mean, yeah, going back into it, and we've got several shows under our belt, several more shows coming up. And I think one of the highlights for me, for sure, was playing with Sean Meadows and Jeff Mueller from Juno 44, Lungfish, Sonora Pine, him, gosh, man, Rodan. Yeah, it's just really cool. Got to hang out with them, got to meet them, just talk shop. We talked about karaoke. Jeff Mueller talked about they do like a family karaoke night. So going back to the karaoke thing, and it was just really special to see them as like they say never meet your heroes, but they definitely weren't disappointing. Yeah, and the other bands we've played with, Toucan Mujo, which we were playing with again. Facet. Who else, man? Yeah, just some. We've been blessed just to be able to play really good shows, and then and then people being genuinely like, okay, we like you guys, and that's cool too.
And then Rents Fest coming up next
Yeah.
week. We definitely want to
Rents
talk
Fest
about
coming
that.
up, which is cool. It's the big local event, and it's really just kind of rad to be asked on it. We're gonna play our, I guess, noisy doom stuff with a bunch of different indie rock bands. So that's always a cool time. And Rents is a cool guy in the community. Speaking of community, does lots of cool. Is always, you don't go to a show or an event and not see a Rents, supporting it. So
Very
that's
true. Very true. Every time I'm in town, I always see Rents, no matter where it is. So,
right.
Yeah. A shout out to Rents. Hope to have him on the show sometime in the near future.
Yeah, you should.
For sure.
I actually posted this on my Instagram, and he was one of the few that liked it, so I know he knows about it. So
It's groovy. Well, I just want to say we have a bunch of people already chiming in and watching. So, man, thank you guys. We're super stoked to be back, and we want to have you all on the show. I hope everyone knows that. We want so many people. We're so lucky. So many people, as both you guys know, are just doing amazing things in our musical community abound. And wow, man, you guys, let's talk a little bit about last September.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, because I failed to mention that into the cool things musically I've done. So
yeah, so let's talk about your experience, Bryon, with the festival, and then also not more significantly, but as significantly, hosting the Mulligans and Rick show at Southern Strum. I mean, those shows are just always just awesome.
Yeah, man, it was such a really cool So we I got to meet I'd met Vinny one other time, but I got to meet who Glenn talks about all the time, Rick the Ruler, Vindog, and was able to do some backup vocals on some of the Mulligan stuff. Did some scratching, some turntable. So it was just this unique blend of just awesomeness, and then hanging out and just having fun. It was really much needed, and then going into the fest, and yeah, it was definitely the highlight of last year for sure. Yeah, and it was just cool to see these. I think when the first time I was on here, I was like, man, I just love you guys' drive. And I was telling that to Glenn today too. That's rad. But this stuff, the spin's coming back, and that Glenn has told me of all these monumental people you've had the pleasure to work with, hang out with, talk with on the show, and yeah. So again, it was just so rad to meet all you guys and have the show at Southern Strum. The shows here are always special to me. We don't. I feel that we don't. There's no other place doing that kind of stuff, and I'm not trying to gatekeep that, but it's just it breaks away from the norms, and I hope more people come out and check out this cool stuff that you don't get to see all the time.
Totally.
So true. So true. And I want to thank you because you always make me feel very much at home when I'm in Colorado Springs.
Nice. Yeah, that's the idea. We need to be here for each other, and we need the community. And like I said, man, it was definitely highlight stuff. The world is a wreck, and it's not getting any prettier. So that kind of stuff is hugely, hugely important.
Yeah, all we have are each other, right?
Exactly.
But the artist community seemed to really bond and understand that more than the general population. Glenn, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And with communities diminishing over so many different areas of our world, of our lives, it's like the music community is just that reaffirming thing that brings us all so much peace. And like you said, Bryon, mental health. And
yeah.
Gosh, you guys, so we got to do some shout outs. So because people are already chiming in, Vinny.
Yeah.
And you guys, thank you so much for tuning into the spin.
Yeah.
It's so encouraging. So Chris Chrisman, what's up, brothers? Chris is a guitar player in Injection Site Reaction. He's also a pretty good freestyle rapper, which you guys are going to see in a couple of months at What's Left Records. A quick shout out to Bryon Ostro. It's his birthday today. Love you, Bryon.
Happy birthday, Ostro.
Birthday.
Danny Stewart. Oh my God, my boy Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
Glass Parade, and
Yeah.
record connoisseur extraordinaire with putting out great stuff. Says Ricky D thinks Bryon is hot. Woo, man, stirring up.
Man, I didn't know they had my stuff here. All
That's right.
right.
And then we got Son of Snake. That's
Yeah.
right. Some roster,
Son of
Anonymous
Snake is the
Collective Love in
best.
the house. We love
Yeah.
you, man. Always
Son of
making
Snake
great
is the
music.
best.
So good. Such a great artist and just amazing musician. And then Chris, again, the Mulligan Show is a special event. So great seeing that. So there's a little bit of insight from someone that was there and digging it. And man, Vinny, what was it like for you, my man? Because I mean, that was pretty much the Mulligan's debut live performance. So, and
Oh, wow.
yeah. What was that? What was it?
It really is an oddity when you think about it, because the Mulligans have been a band for 15 years. So it is. I mean, we've played live certain places under certain concentrations, and that's really, Glenn would agree, is that's always been a Mulligan thing. But the thing that made me the happiest about What's Left Fest was, first off, getting the invitation. There's no way I was going to say no. Secondly, was performing with my best friends, and a shout out to all the guys because I love them, and kicking back and seeing some incredible rock and roll.
Yeah.
Running from place to place, not knowing who I was seeing, but knowing my friends had my best interest, saying, Vinny, you're going to love this band. You got to go be here at this time. Here at this time.
I know.
I'll
Yeah,
never forget it. I didn't get a chance to go to Woodstock. This was my Woodstock.
Yeah, no, I could, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for music, I mean, music has saved my life so many times, got me through dark places, still does. And then, like, I've met me and Glenn just had this conversation again the other day, too, like, working in record stores and being in bands and, like, hanging out with bands and musicians. Like, that's between art and music and skateboarding. That's, like, I owe my life to that. It's like how I've met so many rad and cool people and how special it is. And, and there's people out there and, bummer from them, but, like, they put on a radio station for white noise, man. I mean, music is way more than that for me. So it's really rad to be connected to somebody, some way. Somebody's connected to art, music, and photography and art, and skateboarding. So it's very special to me for sure.
Bryon, one thing I wanted to quickly bring up, just on to comment for you is, man. So not only have you had an influence just on the artistic community, but man, most importantly, you've had a really profound influence, in my opinion, on the kids of this Colorado Springs community, bringing kids in to do art, to do photography, to do music, encouraging the heck out of them. And you've seen a lot of your former students now in bands and doing their own art programs, shows and everything. So just kind of talk about that and how enriching that is for you.
Well, I mean, again, it's so, I mean, music, skateboarding, art, photography, all that stuff, is super positive, but there's also, bad influences in that too. And I grew up in a very dysfunctional family and didn't have a lot of positive role models. And, the kind of the cliche, I was one of these marginal, quote unquote, at risk teens that I just, felt like giving this stuff back in a more positive way, and it wasn't just all about the party or the this or the that. It was like learning, how art can be mindful and how music can be mindful and all healthy escape ways, to escape healthily. Healthily, is that a word?
Go with it.
Just a healthy way to escape without doing all the negative shit that we tend to want to do. And I'm in recovery, been in recovery for 18 years. So when I got sober, I was like, I got to give this back somehow, and the first thing I could think of was like, I started working in the school systems, and it was 16, almost 17 years ago. But then I realized too, where I was, I wanted to make it for the community, not just kind of box into the school, and the school system are really fucked right now and have been always. I think that, the school system has always been designed to make you a good soldier or a cog in the wheel, factory worker or whatever. But yeah, so I took a leap of faith and just jumped, quit a 16-year career and, lost all my benefits and this and that. And was like, I don't know if I'm getting paid. But it's worth it. It's a labor of love. And I just had a parent message me, which, I've lived here my whole life. So, I know a lot of people. So they messaged me and said, oh, my daughter is so-and-so, and they come to your Cheddar and Strum now. And it's amazing. You're amazing, it was just a cool thing. Cause a lot of time, can be a thankless job, and I don't want the pat on the back, but like, it's good to, when you're feeling like shit, what am I doing, man? Why, what's this all mean? And like getting that reminder of like, oh, there's this or that, or, the kids that pop in that I haven't seen forever, or now they have kids in a family. I saw a girl at Maverick today who, she was pregnant with the baby. Now the kid's 3 years old. She was showing me pictures, and then just saying how much, they respected and learned a lot from me, because a lot of times I don't know if I'm, am I good at this? Am I doing it right? Or I don't think there is a right way to do it. But I mean, it's just good to be able to impact on a positive level, the youth and even the people in the community. And, I'm a lifelong learner, so I'm always learning just stuff from them as hopefully I'm putting out too. So it's a win-win situation. I guess
Absolutely.
That's it in a nutshell. Yeah.
Great answer. Gosh.
One thing though, with all respect, you're not just helping the young people in this town. You're
Oh, for
helping
sure.
the whole community.
Right.
And as an artist, I want to thank you personally for that.
Thank you. It means a lot, guys. It means a lot to be on, this and just to be like, there's a time in my life where it's like, what was I wanting from somebody, and it wasn't positive things, So I don't know, man. I can't think enough for my sobriety. That's really opened so many doors for me, and like in a positive way, and meeting all you guys. And I get to work next to a record store, which is dangerous at the same time too, because I'm a record collector. But like, I get to see like Glenn on a regular basis, and then the Astros, and then I get to meet like their customers, and I get to meet all these bands. It's my wife thinks I'm going through a midlife crisis, but like, I don't think I've not been this person since I can remember. So
It's beautiful.
What a beautiful answer.
Right? Gosh, we're lucky, man. We're hitting a home run on episode number 1. I'll tell you what.
It's going to be a tough act to follow, whoever's next. I'll tell you. No, I'm joking.
That's
I pity the fool.
That's how it is, man. So
absolutely. So let me ask you this, my man. I'm real curious. You say you're a lifelong COS resident.
Yeah.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind, I would love to know what the artist community was like and what it's become.
It's and man, I love this town, and I'm dated on it. I'm cynical. I think if Danny's still on here, I think he can. I've known Danny since I was like 14, 15 years old, through music and skateboarding and all that stuff, and to still get to know him. But like, man, it's like I moved away to Omaha, Nebraska with my first wife, and I think I talked about this a little bit on the first show, and I got to see a whole different culture, and like actual culture, and I hate to say it, man. There's a small group of people that are doing amazing things, and it's just I think with anything, it's a conservative town, it's a military town, and I don't know. Glenn was in San Diego. It's similar, but like,
yeah.
It seems like there could be a lot cooler things going on and a lot better things going on, but I think the people that are doing it right, and fighting the good fight and stuff. And I think I'm glad to be a part of that. So yeah, I don't know. It has its ebb and flows. I think it's probably every town. I mean, 1 minute, it's up here, the next minute it's down here, next minute it's in the middle. You have your ebbs and flows of like, what bands and music's hot at the time, what art is cool at the time. And, I think the big thing is too, is like, with anything in life, we got to put our egos aside, and it's not always about like who's doing it better or who's doing it right or wrong and who gets the pat on the back. I think again, I can't stress the community aspect of everything enough, because like, right now, especially, nobody's coming to save us. We got to save ourselves and be able to know who's on our corner when, God forbid, whatever bottom falls out of all this. So yeah, no, I don't want to sound all negative, but like, yeah, there's some really cool stuff going on. Always has, but it seems like really niche, which is fine too. But I've traveled a lot in my time. I've been, to LA's and New York's and Portland's and San Francisco's and all these different places, and have got to experience whole different realms of culture and art. And I guess with anything, I'm inspired by that to bring that back into this community, and there's other people doing the same as well, you know. So it's not all, you know, it's not all glamorous, but it's not all bad either. So like I said, I got to take a step back sometimes and be like, you know, we're pretty fortunate with what we're doing and what our friends are doing, and yeah, it could be worse. We could live in a town where there's no culture at all. So
Well, I can tell you this, Bryon. When I'm there, I feel like I'm with my people.
yeah,
And that's
right.
the best compliment I can give a city.
Right, you know, and I'm like, oh, I hate people, you know, sometimes this. I'm like, oh, I don't hate people. I love my people. They're just people that out there that make it not very easily to like, you know. And it's like, why live a life where, you know, we all expire, man. We all die. Nobody makes this out alive. So why make life miserable for yourself, for other people? Yeah, just a weird flex, you know. And unfortunately, we're human, and the human animal is a weird animal and a very tribalistic, sadistic animal at times. But like, I'm glad that we can find people that have a lot in common, and we can groove with, and be positive with, and do cool things with.
Excellent.
Very well said.
Boy, people are digging this, you guys. We got more shout outs. I just want to, so longtime listener, longtime caller, Bob Merle. Welcome back, you guys. I think
I met Bob.
Yeah. My dad's seen like every show. Dad, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. Welcome back, you guys. Rock steady. Chris Chrisman, he said, really enjoyed hanging out with Vinny. Love you, brother. Wow.
Talking Yankee
Lots of love.
baseball.
Lots of love. Chris says, I need it. So, wow. Which is great because Sean chimed in later. So,
Sean Dog.
And also, thanks for your selfless giving to our community, Bryon. What you do is so immeasurably important. Chris Chrisman. Man, Chris is on fire tonight.
Christ, man. Is Son of Snake still on?
What's that?
Is Son of Snake still on?
Oh, I'm sure he's watching. Yeah.
Why would
anyone?
How would anyone? Out Son of Snake, man. I love the music, man, and like, yeah, it's super cool stuff.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of Chris, I want to talk about the mighty, mighty ISR.
Right.
Yeah.
What's coming up?
Well, hopefully we're recording. You know, we're all busy, so it's always, you know, got 4 people trying to line up schedules, which will be rad, and we'll be working with, you know, super cool people to do that. Actually, too, we just got to get it together. We had a benefit show for Shutter and Strum, which us, Clarion Void, Contorted Self, Upon a Field's Whisper, and Mark Warm played a set, and we're gonna do.
Don't forget Ari.
Oh, and Ari, shit, dude, yeah, and Ari,
sorry.
yeah.
We're the new kids on the block.
And how could I forget? But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna put together like a hope maybe a video part 2, but a CD, Anonymous Collective, and you know, hopefully put that out and have you know, spread the love from if people couldn't make it, or you know, and just, you know, record that. We have some cool shows coming up, and you know, we just have fun and a good time when we get together, and it seems like we gel as soon as we're back together. We don't, you know, we're definitely not a band that practices all the time, so we always have a fun, good time when we practice. And like I said, I can't, you know, it's a cool mental health piece for me.
Practice.
And it's a band of pros, I might add.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and it, like, you know, everybody's nobody's fucking, you know, drugged out or drunk or
other than me.
Other than Glenn, he brings the 8 balls and stuff. No, I'm joking.
No, I drink coffee now.
Yeah, Glenn is a coffee drinker now. Yeah.
No more Red Bulls, baby. Yeah, I finally quit.
The Christian crack.
Everyone's like, what?
Right turned now. On the Christian crack, dude. Yeah. No, so it's just good, man. It's like, you know, it's just good. You know, it's 3 older men with a younger rad woman artist and musician, and you know, it's yeah, I don't know. I think things just work out, and you know, organically, and this definitely did that, you know. So, but yeah, we're excited just to you know keep rocking and rolling, and with no expectations, I think, and you know, see what happens, kind of deal.
Yeah, so 2 shows coming up, and then recording with Nick.
Yeah,
the guy that you saw in the hall with Bryon from before. Nick's been recording, man, so many bands in this town. He's him and Christian Gutierrez, both like really integral parts of the recording community of this town. Man, more people. I got it. Come on, you're getting so much love. This is incredible. Vinny, you'll love this too. So Sean Ostro, which was our very first guest ever,
Bastro.
from the Ostro fame, and then also co-owner of What's Love Records, says we are so happy to have you, and I think he's talking to all of us on that one because he's such a lovable guy. Rob Steinberg, drummer of the Freeloaders USA.
Yeah,
We all love
dude.
Robbie. I love Glenn's dad signing his messages, Dad. Right? Isn't it adorable? And
That's
then Rob
right.
also says, shout out to Patch and the Freeloaders USA. Thank you, Rob. We
Yeah.
love you. Son of Snake says, I'm still here. And thanks so much, man, for you, Bryon.
Yeah.
Chris says it's always magical when we get together. Son of Snake, haha. And Rob Steinberg, where's the fun in that? Oh my gosh, life of the party. We're gonna have Rob on at some point. We're gonna have all these people, everyone that chimed in.
Yeah.
You already have an automatic golden ticket, right, Vinny?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got shows for days, man, and it's rad. Like, it's going to be so many cool people.
Just
And
like
thank
yourself.
you guys again for doing this. It's just it's just special stuff, you know. And then Glenn, you were just on another interview at right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so on UCCS, the station manager interviewed me. It'll be on Saturday.
Yeah, that's rad,
And
dude.
yeah, I mentioned, and you know, it's funny, just real quickly, because the show is not about me whatsoever. It's about this sexy man called BTO below me. Did you hear I said below me? But anyways, this kid came into the record store and bought one of the Greno CDs out of the Anonymous Collective little section there. It's got all the groovy, like Prefab Soul, Skinny Mulligans, all that, you know, Son of Snake, all that. And he picked Greno, Soul Love album, and which is turns 15 this year. So that's kind of the
wow,
theme
yeah.
of what we talked about. But yeah, talked a lot about the scene and like, yeah, it was really cool. It was really fun, and yeah, I thought of you guys, and Vinny, of course, I thought of you as well. Just because this is such a good thing to tie so many knots together and just have so many people connected that we have and enjoy together. It's so amazing. I was looking back at some. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm glad you mentioned the interview as well because he thought I was Greno at first. He actually wrote me, said, "Hey, fabulous CD, congratulations, are you Greno?" And I said, "Well, no, I'm not Greno. I'm his goofy partner, but I know how to get a hold of him. He carries me."
See the power of music. It's just rad, man.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, he carries me here on the show, and has done it for 7 seasons now.
Right, and like so much has changed since we did our last show. I mean, for example, just for me, I was only just doing the Glass Parade. Wasn't in the Ambergene Mind Eraser. I want to like quickly like shout out to this CD.
Yeah.
So Bryon Tryon did the artwork or the cover and all the insert art photography, and then Brock, our buddy Brock, put it all together. But I just want to point out, for me, this is probably the most like important thing I did last year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And thank you. And there it is. Look at all that fine work. But yeah, like Bryan's photography, and like that's a real dead person if you're curious. But yeah, like a lot has changed. And then also like the Mulligans playing live, Rick coming out and performing. Just so like a big shift and positivity and connection with our community, and we're old cats. That's one thing I want to kind of mention. Like Vinny and I are both mid-50s, so we've been at this for a long time. Maybe not the podcast game, but and I think it's important too to note, Vinny, and I think you'll agree that we started all this during COVID, so it was a time when people were really at home and spending more time on the internet and whatnot. And it's so encouraging to see that people still tune in tonight, man. It's like, and we made it more seasons than Brady Bunch.
Really?
Yeah, and we didn't even get to go to Hawaii.
5 seasons.
Wow.
Gilligan was only 3.
Okay.
Leave it to Beaver 6. So we were already on. What about Three's Company though? Three's Company?
I don't know.
No, but it's probably a good thing we didn't go to Hawaii. We might have found that bad luck tiki idol, and who knows where we'd be, right? We'd probably still be opening for that wrestling channel.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
right.
we'd have to smash the hell out of that thing. And I did want to mention too, we have a new Skinny Mulligans coming out. So
Yeah.
finally, Vinny's been, I want to say this too. One thing that's changed a lot in the last few years too. Vinny has been writing songs like a mofo, like
Wow.
churning out hit after hit. I mean, we're talking, like
It's the
really good
retirement
stuff.
plan.
Really good music. So Vinny, man, keep the fire burning, baby. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Well, Glenn, you know you're the inspiration, my brother. You know that.
I
Thank you
appreciate you.
kindly. Hey, Bryon, before we go, it's a tradition. Let's do the shout outs if we can, please.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, do it.
So my shout outs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, well, I mean, on other levels, shout outs just to you guys and just, everybody I've met and throughout my life, they're good people. And yeah, like I said, shout out to music, art, photography, skateboarding, all that stuff that's made my life joyous. And, besides my kids and my family, that's like, second to all that. And also too, like, if you ever, you can go, we have a website, Cheddar and Strum at cheddarandstrum.org. You can follow us on the gram. That's Instagram for you guys, older guys. And that's Cheddar. Yeah. It's Cheddar _ and _ Strum. There's a link tree in there to our GoFundMe. We're always, we're heavily rely on donations. All the money that we make goes back into our youth program, trying to keep them free and reduce cost. We got to pay rent as well, or we don't have this place. So, you can donate to the GoFundMe. You can always email Bryon at cheddarandstrum.org with any ways that you could help financially, or just like what you just want to chat, or you want to come, you're in town, you want to come by and see who and what we are, do a tour, listen to music, whatever. Yeah, but like, any kind of donations, that could be monetary. It could be volunteering your time, helping with workshops, helping work with the youth, coming up with ideas to do different workshops, working in the music. We have the music room, the dark room, a screen printing place, a digital photo place, the art gallery, all that stuff. So we're always looking for some kind of help and donation and community connection to connect these kids that I work with too into the community, and keep going. And yeah, so and a shout out to, again, What's Left Records. They've been a huge part of what we do too. We're they're just across the hall from us as neighbors, cool dudes. Like I said, that's how I've really got to know Glenn too, and Papa Glenn and the brothers, and
just
Melanie.
buy a snack.
Yeah, just buy a snack, dude. God, buy some peanuts. But no, again, like, just a shout out to that kind of stuff. Because, I had a low day, I think a lot of us have lately, with the worldness, and, and I got to remember that, there are actually, my wife reminded me too, like, there's a lot of cool things going on as well. So shout out to all the cool things that are going on.
None cooler than you, my man. None cooler than you.
Yes, absolutely.
Greta, any last words?
Gosh, we already confirmed Rob Steinberg for another show. Nick already chimed in as well. So Nikki, thank you for that. The Wolfman says, "Can you dig it?" I can. I mean, Vinny, can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
Can you dig
Would you care to let it show?
Yeah, that's right.
Monkeys. That's funny. I was listening to the Monkeys today at work. I was like,
oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the Monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah, that was after you left.
But, okay.
Yeah, I always try and play some of the little nostalgia too. But we'll be back soon. We don't have a. Everyone, you guys actually chime in to Vinny and I if you'd like to be on the show, and we'll just have you guys dictate what and when we're gonna do. But Bryon, great job tonight. We love you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I love you guys. Yeah, thanks for everything.
Yeah, dude, and we look forward to having you on again. I mean,
yeah,
sometime in the future. Maybe we'll have all of ISR on.
Oh, that would be sick. Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, Chris will be a great guest, and I mean, Melina. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
you know what?
man.
I don't know if you ran it by Vinny, but man, you should have her like Melina on the street, like segment, like doing
Yeah,
and shit, man. I
kind
don't
of
know. I
like
think
the
that's
thing, kind of like what we had envisioned with Nikki. It just was hard to work out logistics wise. Nikki was always a great co-host with us, but yeah, like a person on a beat on the street kind of thing, like talking to bands and stuff during shows, and would be amazing. But man, it's just great to be back, you guys.
yeah, it's good to have you guys back.
Thank you so much. And yeah, gosh, Vinny, I love you, man. I'm so happy to be doing this with you again.
Freedom
And
to rock is granted, Greno.
gosh, thank you. And gosh, freedom to rock is granted. So I mean, I guess all I can say now is we'll catch you on the flip side. This
Thanks
has
everybody
been
for
The
tuning
Spin.
in.
What?
Thanks everybody for tuning in, man.
Yeah,
It
you're a
means lot.
popular guy. Oh my gosh. Can we have you on every week?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
Oh, I
no,
love
we'll
you
be
guys.
back. We'll be back in probably a week or so, and with a bunch of regulars and new guests. So again,
Yeah.
God bless, and we love you all. Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Ciao.